It's just different.
Hey, welcome everybody back to the Sidebar. It's your boy Dwayne, and this is the Sidebar. This is a podcast I actually dedicate to my fitness journey, and I might as well say this is the E2M podcast because that's pretty much all I talk about on here. And if you're on Facebook watching this live, you see I have a lovely guest with me today. This is a dear sister that we all love in the E2M program. I have on none other than Alicia. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, I'm doing great. I appreciate you taking time out to come on. We were just talking, you guys been busy today, and we might get into that a little later. But to start off, I always love to kind of give you an opportunity to talk about your fitness journey and like what led up to E2M. A lot of people know E2M, Alicia Friday, getting it in, Zumba, shaking it up. But what was the lead up to that?
Well, honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. I've been active all my life. So literally from a little girl, my mom had me in everything. I cheered, I did ballet, tap, jazz, karate, t-ball, softball, track, basketball, you name it, I probably tried it. And as I got older, I did ask her, I'm like, why did you have me in so much? And she was like, well, honestly, I just wanted you to be exposed to different things so you can decide what you like to do. So even a lot of those things, recreational, little league type stuff. When I got to middle school and high school, cheer was middle school and basketball was middle school. But when I got to high school, I decided that I really wanted to focus more so on track and basketball. And then once I got to college, I ended up getting my bachelor's of science degree in exercise science. So with that, we learned a lot about fitness, learned about training. And so there was my first experience of training a client because we had to do it for a class. And after that, I always had an interest in fitness. I just didn't know in what realm or what I really wanted to work with. I always had a heart for kids. So when I moved to Florida, I went to get my master's from Florida A&M. I got my master's in occupational therapy. But while I was there, I knew once I moved back here, which I'm in North Carolina, I was like, I want to start, training people. So I would train my classmates for free. Like literally the 2 years that I was at FAMU, I was training people for free because it was something that I really love. I always be on my computer. My teacher would catch me looking at workouts like, what is supposed to be doing here? I'm like, oh, my bad. So deep down inside, I've always wanted to train people. Once I moved back here, I ended up training, but my first set of clients were actually kids. So I started training kids before I started training adults, and I trained kids with motor impairment. So all of my kids, they could not walk independently. So it was a lot on the body. It's, picking up kids, putting them down, but it was so rewarding. So my heart has always been into fitness as I've always been active. And so that's the backstory of just me always being active. And it wasn't until 2019 is actually when I met Jeff. And apparently Jeff, Whitney, Bandy, we all went to the same gym, but I used to go super late because I was still in school. I was doing my internships for occupational therapy. So I never saw, I probably did see them actually, probably just didn't realize, oh, this is Whit, this is me. I didn't know them. But I remember me and my homeboy would always train at night, and I would always see Jeff, and he'll like make little jokes or whatever. And then one day he was like, you should try to compete. Like, you have a body for it. Like, you should compete. And I was like, yeah, I actually thought about it, but, it was a thought. That was it. And one day he actually DM'd me about E2M and wanted to talk about it. And I ended up meeting up with him just for like a brief summary of what E2M was. And then I actually set up another meeting with him and his wife, which I really respect him even more, just because, you don't really see that too often. It's like, oh, this is my business, but I'm bringing my, my partner with me to make sure she approves too. And I love that. Like, I respect him anyway, but I just respect him so much more for that. And his wife is amazing. So after having the conversation about what E2M was or inspired to be, I don't know. It wasn't too much I had to think about. I was like, you know what? I do not know this man from a can of paint. And I'm not exactly sure, where it will go. But for some reason in my heart, I just trusted. And 2019, I joined E2M as a trainer.
Wow. That's awesome. I always love backstories. Didn't know the occupational therapy thing. That's super, super cool. I actually used to work at a special needs school. And so I know a lot about that, picking up and, carrying and helping. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So you met up with Jeff, jumped in E2M. The rest is history. So as far as with your background and just your love for fitness and everything, what has been your experience in E2M since joining?
Oh my goodness. Even though I'm in front of the camera and I am motivating you all to, let's go, stay disciplined, find why you started, all of those things. And, my Fridays, I like to kind of hit on messages. So like whether this, how to overcome obstacles versus opportunity, how to help build your confidence, whatever it is. One thing I will say, as I am talking to you guys, or as the clients would joke, I guess I'm like the preacher. I see that all the time, Reverend. I'm like, oh Lordy. But I'm not just preaching to you guys, but I'm actually talking to myself a lot. So even though I'm trying to feed into other people, I'm feeding to myself every week, because even looking at the clients doing their posts, and usually, like I said, I feel, I eat, sleep, wake up, work out, whatever, like this. That's what I love to do. But some days, I'm human too. There's some days that I'm like, man, I'm tired. Or some days you get in your head and it's like, I really don't want to do this today, But then I turn into the people that I motivate every single day, every single week. And I'm like, oh, I can't give up on myself, because I'm expecting them to show up for themselves. So I need to practice what I preach. So one thing for sure, E2M has kept me even more disciplined. I feel like I've connected with people that I've never seen. Some people I have seen, during meetups like yourself, but I feel like the connection that I have developed with people seems so genuine and pure. And I'm like, I haven't even seen these people in real life yet. I don't know them either, really, from a cat of paint, but I just feel like I do. So the genuineness, is that a word? But
I'm not the one to ask that. I'm sorry.
The fact that being in E2M, it just feels so natural. I'm doing what I love, because again, I got my master's in occupational therapy. When I met Jeff, I was in the process of studying for my exam. Even though I was training, and at that time I had like 6 different sources of income. I was doing everything because I need money. So I was like, but it all kind of related to fitness, And even though I had the fitness, I never thought like, I can actually do this for a living. No one told me that, but just, what you're taught, go to school, get good grades, get a job, go, that whole little cycle. Yep. So I was just like, fitness, I don't really know too many people that do fitness for a living. So, and after that conversation with Jeff, and like I said, being introduced into E2M, maybe that after that year of working with E2M, I made a decision not to continue occupational therapy, something I went to school, those good old student loans for, but I did not regret it at all. It was like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And as soon as I walked into what I genuinely love to do, what I believe is my purpose, all kind of doors start opening up. And a lot of that, well, most of that is thanks to E2M. Yeah, just the connection, awesome. All of that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's super dope. And, I can definitely see you guys feeding off of us, kind of a back and forth. And for those that are outside of the E2M walls, is how I like to call them, Alicia, when she does her workouts, you get a workout and you get like 5 steps to overcome, or you get like, it's amazing. And it's great because the first round you do modifications. Next round we go into the steps. Like it works. So you get to.
Yeah, I truly believe you got to get stronger mentally and physically. It's not mentally first, if you're not strong, and the physical is not going to stand. So
Yeah. So I asked Brad this question earlier this week. So when you prepare, you're not just preparing for the exercise. Do you actually prepare for your talks? Like, sit down and plot it out and write it out? Is there like a study session, or how do you come up with your talks and stuff?
Well, honestly, I think the only one that I actually prepare for is my Friday, because it is the steps. But honestly, a lot of stuff just comes from within. Like, so if I know, let me back up. So Sundays, if the pastor's preaching about something that I'm like, oh, yes, they hit home. You know what? I'm gonna tie that into E2M. Usually what I've learned from church or anything, or even if I'm on Instagram or if I watch my podcast, if I pick up something that motivates me, I would jot it down in my notes. And I'm like, it's either going to be talked about in Zumba, extra credit, or somewhere. So those are usually where those messages come from. Or sometimes, I can be doing a Zumba and, praise God, it didn't happen this round, but I used to always have these interruptions with my feed. So sometimes will come from my experiences of whatever I'm dealing with then. It's like, all right, guys, we got to block the noise. We got to overcome the obstacles, not stressing over things we cannot control. Like, so sometimes it does come, most of the time it comes naturally, but on my Fridays, I do sit down, I write it out the night before. I kind of talk, like have this discussion with myself on what direction I want to go with it, because you can have a list in front of you, but if you don't genuinely feel it, it's gonna be hard to talk about. So I literally have a conversation with myself where I'm looking at what I wrote, and it's like, all right, this is where I'm gonna go with this. This is how I'm gonna hit this. You know what? I don't like that. Let me take that out. That doesn't relate anymore. Let me take that out. Actually, that's not how it didn't hit like I thought. Let me take that out. So I do prep for it because it's important to know what you're speaking on, and you can easily see something and speak on it, but if you don't feel it, you're not going to be able to naturally speak on it and it come out fluently and you believe in what you're saying. I want to, whenever I'm speaking to anybody about anything, I know that I'm talking to myself too. So if I can't relate, I probably won't talk about it.
Got it. Yeah. And that shows. That is definitely one of the things that you can tell, that everything that you talk about is, there's passion behind it. There's love. There's like, you genuinely like to help people. And you can't fake that. And that's another thing I love about E2M. It just talking to everybody. I think, by next week, I think I'll talk to everybody that's on staff. And it's always the same thread where, you love people, you love interacting, you want to help, and I think all of that pours from Jeff, just his heart, and attracting those same kind of folks. So let's get into a little bit, because there's a lot of E2Mers on the live. You guys started working on the new circuits for the OGs, and you sounded pretty excited about it. I know you can't reveal anything. We're not going to tell y'all what's in or anything, but you guys have started working on it. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So, again, Jeff always, all of us too, but Jeff really is like, okay, what can we bring new to this round? That if, as you've seen, each round we try to bring something. Yep. Like, even though but Zoom wasn't always there, and now we have to like the kickboxing come in and other things that we're thinking about. So we had a meeting a few weeks ago about like, we always thinking about bringing in something new, which we are, but it's like, what can we do to get the OGs, hyped up? Not saying that, you're not, but some of them, do kind of like, okay, been there, done that, got a t-shirt. So it's like, how can we excite them? And then Jeff, it's always funny because he like, got it. And he does. I got it. We're gonna come up with all new circuits. And we like, wow. What? For real? We're gonna do this because so, like challenge start like next week, but it was good. It was all good, and we all were like, let's do it. And the thing that I love about our group is we're all like, all right, let's get it done. There's no excuses. There's no like, oh, well, it's like, all right, let's make it happen. And I love that attitude that all of us shares, because that's how we get things done. It's like, it's go time. So yes, today was a day full of content. We recorded all new demos for our new 8-week challenge. And I think you're going to love it. Like it's a lot, some new moves, some, some similar moves, but the combination probably have changed, and it's going to be great. Like, of course, we did the workout today.
Yeah.
So after each recording, it's like, oh yeah, that's going to be a good one. Like, now we got 5 of these, like, so if we're talking about things like that, yeah, this is good. This is good. So yeah, that's what it is. Super excited. We all were, cheering each other on. Literally after every recording, we were all like, yes, good job to the end. And that was 24 videos, that we shot.
Yeah.
Today was good though. It was a great productive day. And I'm not gonna lie, it got us even more hype. And then Jeff popped in, to see what was going on. He was here for support. So I love that. Our community, man, I just love our team.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I just got one question for all of us OGs. Will there still be flutter kicks on Friday?
I said, listen, flutter kick Friday is a thing, okay?
It's
so what we're going to take that away. So we're like, yeah. But then I think I'm not gonna say I might give it away, but I kind of think I might have talked too much about the flutter kick. Like, we got them again. But yeah, so flutter kick Friday is still there. We're not getting away with the flutter kick Friday.
Nice. Good deal. Well, Alicia, first, again, thank you for coming on the show. Definitely enjoyed having you on and taking time out of your schedule. I always like to let this last segment be for anybody that's listening that might not be a part of E2M, anybody that's watching this live. What would be your message to them, why they should join? Actually, if they're watching live tomorrow, why they should sign up tomorrow? What would be your message to them?
My message to anyone. All right, I'm gonna tell you like this. For 2022, because that's when officially the round will start, January 3rd, 2022. I want you guys to think about growth. Think about growth. And when I say that, it's because a lot of times when we're thinking about what our future should look like, what's next, we start to get in this whole comparison game, right? We start comparing what we think we should be doing to what someone else said they think we should be doing, or what we see on social media, so forth and so forth. But when it comes to choosing what's best for you, your health, we are no longer living in the shadows of approval from other people. When it comes to fitness, it is so easy for somebody to tell you, no, you should do this or you should do it that way. And the thing is, they both can be right. But if you stumble across E2M and for your first thought was like, I want to do that, and you go talk to somebody and they try to talk you out of why you shouldn't do that. No, we're no longer doing that. If you came across E2M and you felt like, no, I want to do that, then I need us all to have that growth, that personal growth, that self-growth, and start doing things for yourself. The beauty of the unknown is that you can learn from what you don't expect. So a lot of times we don't do things because we're scared, or again, because we have the opinions of other people, but we're no longer, my goal for you is to no longer entertain that negative what if. We're thinking positive now. Positive thoughts, guys. Growth, self-improvement comes with positive thoughts, positive affirmations, and let's start entertaining those positive what ifs. What if I do join E2M and it's exactly what I imagine, and I lose all the weight I want to lose, I gain all the new friends, and I enjoyed it just as much as Dwayne does? Like, those are the things that we need to focus on. So no more hiding in the shadows of the opinions of other people. No more having that fear of the unknown. It's time for growth. It's time to have an open mind, be optimistic. And look, it's me versus me always. So again, your reason to sign up, you already know the great things about E2M. We shout it at you every single day. Dwayne is such a great support. He talks about us as well as other members. So you already know what we're capable of doing. Now it's just up to you. Are you going to live for the approvals of other people and wait for their, acknowledgement and approval? Like, oh yeah, you should do that. Or are you going to show up for yourself?
That's right. Amen. Look, somebody in the comments says she's preaching. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you just say it was live. I didn't know people were actually watching it live right now.
Yeah, they're watching. They're watching. So
Andy, they call me all kind of preachers revving past the collection plate. I'm like, y'all, is I really be doing that?
Nah, it's good though. It's good. You know, that was one of the things me and my wife, you know, when we first joined, one of the things we loved. And I think I even DM'd you, like, you know, even on like Zumba, when you hit the extra clap, like, oh yeah, we went to church, you know.
I grew up in a holiness church. I can't help it.
Yeah,
you know,
legit.
Leave at 5 o'clock at night. That's kind of church.
That's right. That's right. Good stuff. Again, thank you so much for your time. To the sidebar listeners, those listening, not watching live, make sure you sign up, man. E2M Fitness. Go to E2MFitness.com. I have a link in the show notes. And to the people watching live, thank you guys for watching live. And until next time, you guys, God bless. And we are out.
It's just different.